Welcome to Cherry Blossom BL Story, where emotions bloom and stories unfold. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's chapter.
Chapter 9 Flight into the Rain. The penthouse was silent after the guards pulled Kai away. Ilora lay on the hospital bed in the private wing, Roman IV dripping, monitors beeping softly, body a map of fresh and fading violence. The ultrasound machine had been wheeled out, but the image lingered in his mind, that tiny stubborn flicker, a heartbeat, his child, their child. He stared at the ceiling for hours. No one came back, not Kai, not the doctors, just the hum of machines and the slow drip of saline. Around 2:17 a.m., according to the glowing digital clock on the wall, Ilara moved. He reached over, slow, careful, and pulled the Roman IV needle from his arm. Blood-welled, he pressed a gauze pad to it with shaking fingers. The monitors whined in protest. He silenced them by yanking the leads from the adhesive patches on his chest. Pain flared with every movement, ribs grinding, jaw throbbing, abdomen tender where Kai's boot had landed too close to the life inside him. He didn't care. He couldn't stay. Not after the accusation, not after the fists, not after realizing that even this impossible miracle would be seen as a chain, a trap, a debt. He slid off the bed, bare feet touched cold tile. No shoes, Kai had never allowed them, no clothes beyond the thin hospital gown. He tore the gown at the seam, wrapped it around himself like a makeshift robe, tied the Roman IV stand's belt around his waist to hold it closed. The collar stayed steel cold against his throat. He limped to the door. It wasn't locked. Kai's arrogance, or perhaps his distraction, had left it unsecured. Ilara stepped into the corridor, empty. He moved, silent, barefoot. Past the nurse's station, they were on rounds, into the service elevator, staff only, no camera in the corner one, down to the underground garage. Rain hammered the city outside. He slipped through a side exit into the alley behind the tower. Cold water hit him like a slap. He ran. Bare feet slapped wet pavement. Rain soaked the gown in seconds, plastering it to his bruised skin. He didn't know where he was going. Only that he couldn't go back. He couldn't let Kai find him. Couldn't let that rage touch the child. He ran until his lungs burned, until cracked ribs screamed with every breath, until his legs gave out in a narrow street between two towering buildings. He collapsed against a dumpster half, hidden by shadow curled around his middle, arms wrapped tight. Rain poured over him. He pressed his forehead to his knees. "I'm sorry," he whispered to the small life inside. "I'm so sorry, but I can't let him hurt you." He stayed there until the shivering became violent. Then he forced himself up, kept moving, deeper into the city, through back streets, under overpasses, past sleeping homeless encampments. He hid when headlights swept too close. He begged no one, stole nothing. Just walked barefoot, bleeding, 7 weeks pregnant, until dawn bled gray across the sky. He disappeared. Kai woke at 4:43 a.m. in his study, head pounding from too much scotch, knuckles still crusted with Ilara's blood. He checked the medical wing via security feed. The bed was empty. Monitors dark, Roman IV stand tipped over. He stared at the screen for 10 full seconds. Then he moved. Alarms screamed through the penthouse. Security flooded the halls. "Find him," Kai barked, voice flat. Too flat. They searched the building first, every floor, every closet, every service duct. Nothing. Then the streets. Kai didn't wait. He took the Maybach himself, drove through rain. Slicked dawn, eyes scanning every shadow, every alley. He called in every favor. Private investigators, police contacts paid, discreet, traffic cam access. Facial recognition tied to the city's network. Nothing. Ilara had vanished like smoke. By noon, Kai hadn't slept. He stood on the rooftop terrace, rain soaking his shirt, collar open, staring at the city below. His hands shook, not from cold, from something else. Something he hadn't felt since he was a child, watching his mother walk out the door for the last time. Terror, pure, choking. He pictured Ilara, barefoot, bleeding, 7 weeks pregnant, alone in the rain. The image clawed at him. He slammed his fist into the glass railing. It cracked. Blood ran down his knuckles. He didn't feel it. He called more people, more cameras, more drones, more money. 3 days of no sleep, 3 days of coffee gone cold, cigarettes smoked to the filter, eyes bloodshot and wild. He tore apart the city, interrogated doormen, reviewed every security feed from every building he owned, bribed cabbies, threatened informants, nothing. On the 3rd night, he sat in the servant room, Ilara's room, on the thin mattress that still smelled faintly of him. The bare bulb overhead buzzed. Kai stared at the wall, at the faint scratches where Ilara had once pressed his nails into concrete during a heat, at the small sink where he'd washed blood from his hands without complaint, at the mattress where he'd curled after every beating, whispering thanks into the dark. Kai pressed his forehead to the wall, and for the first time since childhood, he felt the emptiness, not just absence, hollowness, a void where something vital had been ripped out. He had built walls, money, power, cruelty, to keep people out, to keep vulnerability out, to keep need out, but Ilara had slipped through every crack. With kindness, with silence, with tears, with love whispered through blood, and now he was gone, carrying Kai's child, and Kai had driven him away. The realization landed like a blade between ribs. He didn't cry. He hadn't cried since he was 8, but his breathing came ragged, broken. He whispered into the empty room, so quiet even the walls barely heard, "Where are you?" No answer, only rain against the window, and the slow, agonizing unraveling of a man who had finally understood loss, not transactional, not temporary, real, and it was destroying him. Chapter 10. Found and broken rain had not stopped for 3 days. The city drowned in grey sheets of water, gutters overflowing, streets slick and treacherous. Kai had not slept. His eyes were rimmed red, suit jacket discarded somewhere in the Maybach, shirt sleeves rolled to the elbows, collar open. He drove himself now, refusing drivers, refusing rest, cruising every back alley, every derelict district, every forgotten corner he could remember from the security feeds he'd torn through. He had called in favors until there were none left. He had threatened until threats turned hollow. He had offered money until the sums became obscene, and still nothing until the 4th dawn, a tip anonymous whispered through a burner phone to one of his investigators, an abandoned textile warehouse on the edge of the industrial zone. Someone had seen a figure collapse near the loading dock 2 nights ago, small, barefoot, not moving since. Kai floored the accelerator. The Maybach screamed through flooded streets. He arrived as the sky bled pale orange. The warehouse loomed rusted metal, broken windows, chain link fence sagging like defeated shoulders. He didn't wait for backup. He kicked the side door open, metal screeching, and stepped inside. Darkness swallowed him. Water dripped from cracked skylights. He moved deeper, boots echoing on concrete. Then he saw him. Ilara lay curled against a stack of rotting pallets, hospital gown torn and soaked through, bare legs drawn up, arms wrapped tight around his middle even in unconsciousness. The steel collar still gleamed dully at his throat. Blood stained the concrete beneath him, dark, spreading mixed with rainwater that had pooled around his body. Hypothermia had turned his lips blue. His skin was waxy, pale. He wasn't shivering anymore. That was worse. Kai dropped to his knees beside him, hard enough to bruise bone. Ilara. In no response, Kai's hand hovered, then pressed to Ilara's neck. Pulse faint, erratic, breathing shallow, wet rattles. He slid one arm under Ilara's shoulders, the other under his knees, lifted him. Ilara's head lolled against Kai's chest, weightless, fragile. Blood smeared Kai's white shirt instantly. Kai carried him out through the rain, across the cracked asphalt, to the Maybach. He laid Ilara across the back seat, head in his lap. Drive. He barked at the driver who had finally caught up. St. Augustine's Trauma Center, now. The car surged forward. Kai pressed his palm to Ilara's abdomen, gentle, terrified feeling for movement, for warmth, for anything, nothing, just cold. He stripped off his jacket, wrapped it around Ilara's body, tucked it under his chin. Whispered voice cracking for the first time in decades. Stay with me, please. The hospital was chaos when they arrived. Trauma team waiting at the ambulance bay because Kai had called ahead. They took Ilara from his arms. Kai tried to follow. Security blocked him. Family only, sir. Kai's eyes flashed. I am family. They let him through. He paced the surgical waiting area, sterile white walls, uncomfortable chairs, the smell of disinfectant and fear. 19 hours. He didn't sit, didn't eat, didn't drink. Just paced back and forth until his legs ached and his vision blurred. Doctors came and went. Updates filtered through. Severe hypothermia. Internal bleeding from abdominal trauma. Fetal distress, heart rate dropping. Emergency cease action if we can stabilize him first. In minutes, Mr. Valen, we're talking minutes. Kai stared at the double doors, at the red light above them, at the clock, at his own blood-crusted hands, at the memory of every fist he'd thrown, every kick, every word that had cut deeper than skin. 19 hours and 7 minutes. The doors opened, the lead surgeon, scrubs bloodied, mask pulled down, stepped out. He's stable. Kai exhaled harsh, broken sound. The baby, alive, in NICU, premature but strong, boy. Kai's knees buckled. He caught himself on the wall. Can I see him? The surgeon hesitated. He's in ICU, sedated, critical but holding. Kai nodded, followed. The ICU room was dim. Machines beeping softly, lights low. Ilara lay small in the bed. Tubes everywhere, bandages across his abdomen, fresh stitches along his side. The collar had been removed. Faint red marks circled his throat like a ghost. Kai stood at the foot of the bed, stared, then, slowly, he sank to his knees, forehead pressed to the cold metal rail. Tears, hot, silent, slid down his face. He hadn't cried since he was a child. He cried now, raw. Ugly, voice wrecked when he finally spoke. I was wrong. The words cracked. About you, about everything, about love, about what it costs, about what it means. He reached through the rail, careful, trembling, and took Ilara's hand, cold fingers, no squeeze back. I hurt you. Again and again, I broke you, and you never asked for anything, not once. You just stayed kind. You just loved me, even when I didn't deserve it, even when I made sure you never could. His voice dropped to a whisper. Please don't leave me. He pressed his lips to Ilara's knuckles, soft, reverent. I'll spend the rest of my life making this right. I swear it, on everything I have, on everything I am. Just wake up. Please wake up and let me prove it. The monitors beeped steadily. Ilara didn't move. But his fingers barely twitched. Once, against Kai's palm, Kai froze. Then he bowed his head again and wept, quiet, shaking, onto the sheets, for the man he had almost destroyed, for the child he had almost killed, for the love he had finally, too late, understood. And for the first time in his life, Kai Valen begged, not for power, not for control, just for forgiveness and a chance to be better. Chapter 11, slow unlearning. The first week in the hospital was measured in beeps and whispers. Ilara drifted in and out. Sedated heavily at first to keep the pain at bay, then weaned slowly so his body could remember how to feel without shattering. The NICU incubator down the hall held their son, tiny, fragile tubes and wires keeping his premature lungs working. Kai visited both rooms every day, first the baby, pressing his palm to warm glass, then Ilara, sitting in the chair beside the bed until nurses gently asked him to leave for rounds. He never argued, he simply stood, nodded, and returned an hour later. On the 8th day, Ilara woke fully, eyes open, aware. He saw Kai first sitting in the same chair, elbows on knees, head bowed. Kai lifted his gaze, neither spoke for a long moment. Then Ilara's voice, hoarse, cracked from disuse, broke the silence. The baby, alive, Kai said quietly, stronger every day. They named him temporarily, Baby Valen. But he's waiting for you. Ilara's hand moved, slow, trembling, toward his abdomen. Bandages covered the incision. Tears welled instantly. I didn't lose him. You know, Kai's throat worked. I almost did. Ilara looked away, the room filled with the soft hiss of oxygen. Kai stood. I've arranged therapy, he said, for both of us, separate at first, then joint if you want. The best trauma specialists in the country, they come here, no leaving the hospital until you're ready. Ilara's fingers curled into the sheet. Why? Kai exhaled long, shaky. Because I broke you, and I don't know how to fix it, but I'm going to try, every day, until you tell me to stop. Or until you walk away, whichever comes first. Ilara's tears fell silently. He didn't answer, but he didn't tell Kai to leave. Therapy began on day 12. Dr. Lin, mid-50s, calm voice, no clipboard, sat with Ilara alone first. Kai waited in the corridor. When the session ended, Ilara was crying quiet, steady tears, but he looked lighter, as though something knotted inside had loosened a fraction. Kai didn't ask what was said. He only asked softly, "Would you like me to come in next time?" Ilara hesitated, then nodded, small, uncertain. Kai's sessions were different. He spoke of guilt like a foreign language he was learning syllable by syllable. He described the beatings not to excuse them, but to name them. He spoke of the collar, the leash, the nights he'd left Ilara bleeding on the floor. He cried once harsh, ugly sobs that embarrassed him. Dr. Lin never judged. She only asked, "What do you want now?" Kai's answer was immediate, to never hurt him again. Then start by learning how not to. They taught him touch, not sexual, not possessive, just touch. How to offer a hand instead of grabbing. How to let Ilara decide whether to take it. How to sit close without looming. How to speak softly when every instinct screamed to command. Ilara learned the opposite, that flinching was allowed, that saying no wouldn't bring fists. That crying wasn't weakness, it was signal, and Kai would listen. The first time Ilara flinched at Kai's raised voice, reflex from old habit. Kai stopped mid-sentence, froze, lowered his hand. "I'm sorry," he said, voice low, steady. "I didn't mean to scare you." Ilara stared. Then slowly he reached out, took Kai's hand, held it. No squeeze, just held. Kai didn't pull away. He breathed and let Ilara set the pace. Nightmares came for both. Ilara woke screaming some nights, sweat soaked, clutching his stomach, convinced the baby was gone. Kai was there, always there, sitting on the edge of the bed, never touching until Ilara reached for him. When he did, Kai held him, gentle, careful, murmuring apologies into his hair. "I'm here, you're safe, he's safe." Ilara's sobs quieted against Kai's chest. Kai's own nightmares were quieter, silent replays of every blow, every kick, every time he'd laughed at tears. He woke gasping, Ilara. Awake, watchful, would slide closer, press his forehead to Kai's shoulder. No words, just presence. Scars faded slowly. The bite marks on Ilara's shoulder turned silver. The belt welts on his thighs lightened to faint lines. The cracked ribs healed. Ache lingering only on rainy days. The collar's red ring around his throat disappeared entirely. One evening, 3 months after the warehouse, Ilara asked to see their son. They wheeled his chair to the NICU. The baby, still small, still wired, opened his eyes when Ilara leaned close. Dark hair, gentle hazel eyes. Ilara touched the incubator glass. Tears fell. "He looks like you," he whispered. Kai stood behind the chair, hands on the handles, not touching Ilara. "And like you," he said softly. That night, back in the room, Ilara looked at Kai. "Will you hold me?" Kai's breath caught. "Are you sure?" Ilara nodded. Kai sat on the bed, slow, careful. Ilara shifted, curled into his side. Kai wrapped one arm around him. Loose, giving space to pull away. Ilara didn't. He rested his head on Kai's chest, listened to the heartbeat. Then, tentatively, Kai pressed a kiss to Ilara's forehead, soft, no demand. Ilara exhaled, shaky, relieved. They stayed like that for hours, no more, no less, just touch without violence, words without cruelty, hope, cautious, fragile, beginning to root. Ilara whispered into the dark, "I'm scared." Kai's arm tightened. "Just a fraction, so am I." Then softer, "But I'm not going anywhere." Ilara's fingers curled into Kai's shirt, and for the first time since the alley where he'd first begged for shelter, Ilara believed it. Not fully, not yet, but enough to stay, enough to try, enough to heal. Chapter 12 kisses on scars for months after the warehouse. The penthouse had changed, not the architecture, still marble, glass, sharp angles, but the atmosphere. Light stayed softer now, lamps instead of fluorescence. The servant room had been dismantled, its door sealed, the thin mattress donated. Ilara's things, few as they were, had been moved to a quiet guest suite on the east side, wide windows overlooking the city skyline, a real bed with soft linens, a nest of blankets he could arrange however he needed. No locks on the inside, no collar. The steel band had been removed in surgery, cut away while Ilara was still unconscious, and never returned. The faint ring of scar tissue around his throat had faded to pale silver. Kai never looked at it without swallowing hard. Their son, named Rowan by Ilara on a quiet afternoon when the baby finally came home, was 6 weeks old now, small for his adjusted age but gaining. He slept in a bassinet beside Ilara's bed most nights, tiny fists curled near his face. Kai had his own room down the hall, close enough to hear cries, far enough to give space. Space had become sacred. Tonight the apartment was quiet. Rowan had been fed, changed, settled. The city lights glittered beyond the floor, de-sealing windows like scattered stars. Ilara sat on the edge of the bed in loose cotton sleep clothes, soft grey pants, an oversized shirt that had once been Kai's. He had rolled the sleeves up. Faint white lines marked his forearms where old belt welts had healed. Kai stood in the doorway, shirt untucked, sleeves rolled, barefoot. He didn't enter without permission anymore, not here. Ilara looked up, met his eyes. A small, tired smile curved his lips. You can come in. Kai crossed the room slowly, sat on the far edge of the mattress, leaving space between them. Ilara shifted closer, only a little. Then a little more, until their shoulders brushed. Kai exhaled long, careful. May I? He gestured toward Ilara's arm. Ilara nodded. Kai lifted Ilara's hand gently, palm up, and turned it over. A thin white scar curved along the inside of his forearm, belt mark from the day Ilara had dropped the wine glass. Kai lowered his head, pressed his lips to the scar, soft, lingering. I'm sorry, he whispered against skin. Ilara's breath hitched. Kai moved to the next one higher on the arm, another belt line, another kiss, I'm sorry, then the shoulder. Old bite mark, silver now, indented slightly. Kiss, I'm sorry. He continued, methodical, reverent. The faint welts across Ilara's lower back, hidden under the shirts. Kai lifted the hem just enough, kissed each one. The stretch marks on Ilara's abdomen, newer, pink turning pearl. Where his body had carried their son against all odds, Kai kissed them too, soft, slow. Each one accompanied by the same quiet words, I'm sorry. Ilara's tears started silently sliding down his cheeks, dripping onto Kai's hair, but they were different now, not from pain, not from fear, from something warmer, heavier, relief so overwhelming it hurt. Kai lifted his head. Saw the tears, froze, did I? Ilara shook his head quickly. No, it's good. He reached out hesitant, cupped Kai's face. Kai leaned into the touch like a man starved. Ilara's thumb brushed the corner of Kai's eye, where a tear had escaped without him noticing. You're crying too, Ilara whispered. Kai laughed, small, broken sound. I don't deserve to. Ilara's fingers slid into Kai's hair, pulled him closer slowly, foreheads touched. I forgive you, Ilara said softly, not because it erases anything, but because holding hate would destroy me. And I want to live with you, with Rowan. I want this. Kai closed his eyes. I don't know how to be gentle yet, he admitted, voice raw. Not all the time, but I'm trying. Every day, I'll keep trying. Ilara nodded against him. I know. They stayed like that, foreheads pressed, breathing in sync. Then Ilara shifted, curled into Kai's side. Kai wrapped an arm around him. Loose, careful. Ilara rested his head on Kai's chest, listened to the heartbeat, steady now, no longer frantic. They talked quiet, halting. About the baby's first smile at Ilara, of course. About nightmares that still came fewer now. About the future, not grand plans, just small things. Walks in the park when Rowan was stronger, quiet dinners, nights like this. Kai's hand moved slow circles on Ilara's back, no demand. No possession, just comfort. Ilara sighed, soft content. I missed this, he murmured, being held without fear. Kai's arm tightened, just enough, I'll never take it away again. Ilara tilted his head up, their eyes met. Ilara leaned in first, tentative. Lips brushed Kai's soft, questioning. Kai didn't deepen it, just let it happen, let Ilara lead. When Ilara pulled back, cheeks flushed, eyes shining, he smiled, small, real. Kai pressed one last kiss to Ilara's forehead, then to the corner of his eye, catching a tear, then to his temple. I love you, Kai whispered, voice rough with truth. Ilara's breath caught. He had said it first, months ago, through blood and pain. Hearing it returned, gentle, unforced, undid him. Fresh tears fell, but he smiled through them. I love you too, he said. And for the first time, the words didn't taste like salt and iron. They tasted like home. They lay back, Ilara curled against Kai's side, head on his shoulder, Kai's arm around him. No more kisses tonight, no more apologies, just quiet holding, quiet breathing. Quiet trust rebuilt one careful moment at a time. In the bassinet, Rowan sighed in his sleep. Ilara smiled against Kai's chest. Kai kissed the top of his head soft, reverent, and in the stillness love scarred hard. One real finally emerged, fully, freely, forever.
That's all for today on Cherry Blossom BL Story. Thank you for watching. What do you think about this chapter? Did you like it, or do you think something unexpected is coming? Comment your thoughts below and subscribe for more stories.